So, ESPN and WWE they announced a partnership starting with WrestleMania 2026. It will see ESPN hosting WWE live events. So this gets rid of Peacock if you have Peacock. ESPN has this new service they're calling Direct to Customer, I think it stands for. The news was that WrestleMania will be part of ESPN's new direct to customer streaming service starting in 2026, thanks to agreement with ESPN and WWE. The deal was announced Saturday and includes two night events such as WrestleMania, plus other premium live events including Royal Rumble. Pay attention here now. Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank. WWE produced the events for ESPN platforms, which will serve as their exclusive U.S. domestic home. Now, that is something to note that it is only in the U.S. Then we got some nothing bullshit about it, and we jump down to the most important part here. ESPN will launch its streaming service on August 21st and will keep the linear network's name, ESPN. So WWE is moving full ESPN.
The joining of two evil corporations.
Or two big corporations. That's pretty much the end of the article. But there was something that stuck out to me there. And it stuck out to me in a couple articles as I was trying to find the most inclusive article, but I couldn't quite find it. But it says here the deal will host the premium live events, including Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, but they don't mention the B shows. And I saw another article that said like 9, maybe 10, all of the pay-per-views, which would mean that they're moving back from the pay-per-view every 2 weeks, if that's the case.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, which was kind of funny because I remember in our night one conversation from SummerSlam, we were talking about they can get away with it because we pay like $7 for Peacock.
Yep.
Well, now that's changed. So the price is jumping up to $29.99. $30. Let's just say $30 for you to watch the premium live events. So what they produce right now is not worth $30. Now, of course, Triple H is already gassing it up. Oh, it's going to be bigger and better on ESPN.
Of course.
But they're going to have to be. First of all, you're going to have to put on more matches. You just got to. You can't be doing 4 or 5 match cards anymore.
You can do 4 or 5 match cards. Just fucking do some storylines. Put some like actual creative effort into it instead of just throwing two warm bodies together and hoping people will pay to see it.
Yeah, that too.
And the fans, their standards need to raise them. Well, stop cheering for tables and shit and like start cheering for actual good wrestling.
I think this is going to change things a little bit because, yeah, the fans are going to be paying more, especially online. You're going to start to expect more. Now, it's probably not going to be as bad as AEW with like 100 matches on the card, but I think they do add more matches or better stories. Hopefully both. But if anything, I'll take the stories over the matches.
All you need is one.
But there was a funny graphic about this whole thing that kind of sums it up. And it was the price of WWE, or the price to be a fan in 2026. So we have Monday Night Raw. So you're going to need Netflix. By the way, ahoy mateys, I should say, with all this. But you're going to need Netflix. So basic Netflix with ads is $7.99 a month. And that doesn't include the Raw library. You're just getting the live Raw. Well, what if you want the library? Well, as of right now, that means you're also going to need Peacock. So you take Peacock, that's going to add another $10.99 a month because Peacock just raised its plan. So now for the video library, you got $10.99. Maybe you don't even need that. Maybe you can do without. But if you want to watch SmackDown, you don't want Peacock. Now you need cable. Keep the cable part in mind because that's going to come into play. So prices vary, but you do need cable. Let's say you have YouTube TV. YouTube TV, last I checked, the lowest plan you can get with ESPN is $90 a month. Well, 80 something dollars a month. Let's just say 90. So you got YouTube TV.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. At one point, they were cheaper than cable, but they're not. Another thing to be noted is you get all of ESPN with it. So this direct to customer, everybody's treating this like it's a WWE PLE service. It's ESPN that just so happens to have the premium live event services.
So it's like
So,
Peacock.
yes. But ESPN also just got the NFL Red Zone. So you get the Red Zone included with this ESPN, and then you get the ESPN channels too. Like all you would get with ESPN. And there's also some talks that maybe Hulu is going to get added into that, and Disney Plus is going to get added into that. So this is all for $30. And I know some people may be watching Hulu. You have that. And then the ESPN service itself, which is $30 a month. They do have an introductory plan that it will be $300 for a year. All this to note, if you have cable, you can get the ESPN direct to customer platform included. So you don't necessarily have to pay that $30 a month for the ESPN platform. So you will get the premium live events. You get them all included if you have cable. But like I pointed out, YouTube TV is $90. So basically that's saying if you pay $90, you don't have to pay $30. So is that better? I don't know. But if you're a fan of like sports and things other than WWE, then it balances out. So like for myself, I have cable right now, but I would have, well, I'm probably just going to have to keep cable. So much for that. But I have cable so I can watch Monday Night Football and I watch SmackDown. So for me, I already have cable and I use it for other things other than just WWE. Unlike Peacock, where I would just use it for WWE only and the video library. So what all that breaks down to is if you were to pay upfront for a year of Netflix, a year of Peacock, a year of YouTube TV, and the ESPN direct to customer, man, this is irrelevant. Because if you have YouTube TV, you wouldn't need it, but you're looking at $1,199.75 a year, and that's what it costs you to be a wrestling fan. Or at the cheapest option, $550 to be a wrestling fan in 2026. That is a long way away from $9.99, which is what the WWE Network used to be. And hell, like I said, Peacock used to be $7.99, and I signed up for it on Black Friday, so I got it for like $1 a month or something like that. So yeah, we're a long way away from that. So it is going to be expensive. Get your checkbooks out if you're going to be a wrestling fan. Now, you do have options if you don't want to or can't justify yourself paying $600 a year to be a wrestling fan. You can use a VPN, and then you just would need a Netflix subscription, and you go through your VPN. We're not sponsored by any, so I won't name any specifically. You do your own research, but you can go through a VPN, and then you have Netflix, and then you can just watch. Because outside of the US, I believe everything is on Netflix. So you just need a VPN and Netflix, and then it wipes out all of this, even the ESPN. But again, none of them sponsor us, so do your own research on the VPN. But yeah, that is that news. And yeah, like we said, if they're gonna be asking this kind of stuff from us as fans, then they're gonna need to up the quality.
100%.
But this all doesn't happen until WrestleMania 26, so we have almost a year to worry about it. We'll probably forget about it, and then it'll come back up like, don't forget WrestleMania. We're moving to ESPN, and then everybody will freak out again.